Hey Gemini, I hope you guys are doing great. This is going to be your love reading for August 1st through the 15th. If you want to skip the card pull and go straight to your messages, feel free to click the timestamp in the description box below. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get started. So, we're going to first pull some oracle cards just to see what the overall energy is surrounding this reading for you. And the first one that we have is Don't Stop. So let's grab another oracle card and see what other energies are surrounding this reading for you. Ooh. And the second one that we have out for you is engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So we'll see how those tie into your overall reading, but let's get into some tarot. And we're going to start first with your current energy. Current energy for my Gemini collective, we have the Two of Earth in reverse. For your person's, that's a lot of cards. We're not going to take all of those. Let's try this again. For your person's energy, whether they're in your physical space or not, let's see what's going on with them. We have the Hanged Man. For what's currently hidden from you, what's currently hidden from my Gemini collective, we have the Seven of Fire in reverse. Advice from Spirit. We have, two cards came out. We have the Five of Water and we have Justice, both in reverse. And for your potential outcome, we have the Page of Fire. Okay, so let's get some additional tarot cards and see if we can clarify these messages a little bit further. Starting again with your current energy. Energy for my Virgo collective, we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse and we have the Two of Cups. For your person's energy, we have the Page of Cups. What's currently hidden, we have the Empress and we have the Queen of Cups. The Empress is in reverse. For advice from Spirit, we have the Moon. And for your potential outcome, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. All right, so let's grab some oracle cards and get some final messages before we get into your reading. Your current energy, we have Talking again. Oh, your person's energy, we have Rewrite Your Story and Emotional Intimacy. For what's currently hidden, we have Missed Opportunity and the Guarded Heart. Advice from Spirit. We have Communication. And for your potential outcome, we have Narcissism. Okay, so let's get into this. Ooh, from a Gemini's. The overall energy surrounding this reading, we have Don't Stop and we also have Engagement. So it feels as though there is this sort of compulsion for you to keep moving forward, right? And in terms of this relationship in some way, shape, or form, because what it does feel like is that by continuing down on this path, things will evolve. I don't think that this has necessarily been the easiest of times. It actually feels as though this reading is for those of you who are currently interacting with someone. This is somebody that you know. Maybe it's somebody that you've dated in the past. Maybe it's someone that's fairly fresh. But there seems to be a little bit of, it feels like a rough patch, right? And so I feel like, it may be worth continuing to explore because there is a distinct possibility of things moving to a higher level of awareness, of partnership, of understanding. There's some evolution to be had, but if you sort of tap out right now and call it quits, you won't be able to get to that place. You won't see what that evolution looks like for you. So let's get into some tarot and see what other messages we have for you. So, starting with your energy, Gemini, we have the Two of Earth or the Two of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Two of Cups, and we also have talking again. Texting, reconnecting with someone, open up a dialogue, second chance, back in each other's world. So, what this feels like is that at some point in this interaction with the other person, you might have made the decision to sort of walk away from them. You sort of stopped going back and forth, in your head, or going back and forth sort of in this relationship, where you have a meeting of the minds and then you feel disconnected, meeting of the minds, disconnected. And you decided to just sort of take a step back and say, okay, you know what? I'm good for now. I don't know what's going on, but I do know that this is a little bit too stressful for me. So I'm going to take a pause. That doesn't mean that your feelings for them sort of, disappeared into the ether. It actually still very much feels as though there's some hopefulness that the two of you can come together. I do feel like you want things to work with this person. You want to see what they have to, what you two can be together. And so it might be a situation where you either want to start engaging with them again, or maybe you all have sort of started communicating. If you have, it doesn't feel as though it's been anything serious. I don't think that you all have sort of dug into what's been happening. It seems very light, very casual, almost formal, like it's somebody that you don't know very well, even, you know them a pretty fair amount. Looking at their energy, we have the Hanged Man, we have the Page of Cups, and two oracle cards. The first one that we have is rewrite your story. Rewrite your life story to how you would like it to be. Release, feel peace now, sleep subliminals. And we also have emotional intimacy. Healing relationship with self or inner child precedes successful relationships. Love is energy. So, what it feels like for your person is that they are starting to see things from a different perspective. It feels as though they're having a change of heart, and any little communication that you're having with them, it's sort of them testing the waters. Right. I think that they had some things that they needed to deal with, and it really feels as though they may have projected it onto you. But now they're starting to come out of it, and it feels as though they're kind of dipping a little pinky toe in the water to see if it's like ice cold, or if it's lukewarm, or if it's still piping hot. So I feel like this is them changing their mindset and wanting something different than what they've been giving you, what they've been doing, how they've been operating in the past. So looking at what's currently hidden from you, we have the Seven of Fire or the Seven of Wands in reverse. We have the Empress in reverse. We have the Queen of Cups and two oracle cards. Missed opportunity. Regret from former relationships. Don't run if it feels right. Risk of loss. Communication is imperative. And we also have the Guarded Heart. Lingering trust issues. Fear from past hurts. Love can't get through that wall. Forgive and let go. So I think what you're not seeing is though this person has been sort of resistant to nurture what you guys have, the connection that's between you two. And it's not because they don't think of you in a positive way. I think that they actually do think that you're a pretty dope person and they would like to see what happens. I do think that they are fearful based on what they've experienced. It feels like at some point they took a hit to their ego, right? They got seriously disappointed in a relationship, and that's made them a little bit nervous to really put themselves out there. But at the same time, they're starting to understand that if they continue resisting, if they continue neglecting this connection, then it's going to disappear. that they are going to miss the chance to see what you all can sort of develop together. And I think that they got a little bit of a taste of that when you walked away, when you said, okay, well, if this isn't what you want, that's fine. Like, you still have some level of feelings for them, and they clearly still have feelings for you. But I think that for you, Gemini, you set your boundaries where it's like, well, I'm not going to accept these little bits and pieces that you're giving me. So when you figure it out, you let me know. And so I think that, you don't realize that this person actually does feel affection for you. This is a battle that they're fighting with themselves. So what we have in terms of advice from Spirit, we have the Five of Water, or the Five of Cups, in reverse. We have Justice in reverse. We have the Moon, and we also have communication. Address concerns without attacking person. Communication is the issue. Healthy and loving dialogue. So I feel like Spirit is saying you did the right thing, right? That you're not, I don't think you're looking at this person like they're the scum of the earth. I think that, the Spirit is saying, don't be disappointed that things are where they are right now, because it's not over. There hasn't been a resolution to this situation. Understand that there are still things that are yet to be revealed, and that's going to come through open and honest communication. So it feels as though Spirit is saying, when this person comes back, and of course free will is always at play here, you don't have to, but I think that you will learn a lot more if you approach this conversation with this person in an open and loving and willingness to listen type of energy, as opposed to something that's, very cold and dismissive. So I feel like Spirit is saying this isn't over, but be open to a conversation to get a little bit more understanding for this person. Looking at the potential outcome, we have the Page of Fire, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse, and we also have narcissism. Manipulation, control, infidelity, disregards boundaries, egocentric, entitlement, selfish, and rule breaker. So I feel like your outcome, right, with the Eight of Swords in reverse and the narcissism card, I feel like this is this person getting out of this mental space where they are worried about being disappointed, where they're worried about being played, where they're worried about, being punked, right? They have this sort of baggage that they have hung on to from past relationships. And it's, it was a blow to their ego. And so it almost feels as though they've been kind of walking around with their chest puffed up, and they're not going to invest in this and that and the other, because they were so stuck in their head from this past energy. I think that they're going to come out of that. And what you are going to get is a little spark of communication that lets you know that they still feel some type of way about you. And by some type of way, like a good type of way. So you will get that communication coming into you. And I think that in having this dialogue and talking things through and listening to what this other person has to say, it's going to open up a new pathway for you all, where there's a lot more emotional intimacy, where there's deeper conversation, there's a deeper level of understanding, there's progression in the way that you all interact with each other. So again, and a lot of the readings today have been like this. This is on the other person to kind of grow and evolve. You've already sort of set your boundaries. And I think in doing that, that's going to prompt this person to come forward, because they don't want to risk losing you. They don't want to risk seeing what could happen. And I think that they will open up to you if you will allow them to do so. So I'm going to pull one last oracle card for you and see what final message Spirit has. final message for my Gemini collective. We have one that came out for you. And what we have is detachment. You are releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love. So I think that this card is actually on message for both of you, right? You have already sort of detached yourself and said, well, you know what, you'll figure it out because you sort of set your boundaries. You know what serves your highest good. You know what it is that you're looking for in a partnership and from the other person. So you've already been able to do that. And I think this other person is going to detach from what they've experienced in the past that has sort of caused them to not invest as much as they know they should have. So in this case, detachment is a good thing. It's making sure that you keep your boundaries intact, and it's making sure that this person doesn't miss out on the potential opportunity to be with you. So Gemini, I'm going to leave it there for you. I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that this resonated. If it did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. In the meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, and I am sending you all huge hugs.